Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all. Welcome to another day in Azeroth. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Lunyon, Dustin, Mitosh, Valerie, Esme, Lael, welcome guys. Thanks for being here. We are going to do a little bit of fishing, and after that we are going to make the run to South Shore. What have I done? I've cleaned up the quest log. This is our current quest log. I've just kind of swept everything out. And we're going to start work in South Shore, and then from there we're probably going to go right into Stranglethorn, so... it feels good to have a completely clean quest log. Let's turn the sound effects up so I can actually hear the bobber go off. Well, that would be cool. But yeah, other than that, I didn't work on anything between yesterday and today. I'm kind of hoping at some point today we should be able to do at least a Scarlet Monastery library run. I don't know if we'll be quite high enough level to do armory as well. But if we get into a library group that kind of becomes an armory group, maybe we can sneak in. It's possible. Rainbow Fin Albacore. I don't have a recipe for these yet, but I'm pretty sure there is a recipe somewhere. It's probably too much to hope that I can find the recipe somewhere in town here. Maybe an Iron Forge. My fish got away. Maybe I need like a bauble or some kind of worm to put on my hook. Well met. Yeah, this guy's got stuff. Well, let's get some night crawlers. Oh, you know what? I had a bunch of night crawlers. I must have been looting these off of a mob or something that I wasn't aware of. Oh, you know what? We were looting these off of the undead. The ghouls were dropping these. That's good to know. Not there. All you know, I appreciate you being here and checking out the stream. Thanks so much. Is there a routine in which characters I play? No, you've got it. It comes in waves with a focus. Yeah. What I'm doing right now is like the longer playthroughs. We're just going to be going more slowly. So the warrior is going to continue, but the warrior's like in the level 50s. So the warrior, I'm going to play the warrior like once or twice a week. And I'm going to put those videos up like where I think it makes sense to. Because I don't have any big plans for that character until TBC comes out. Kind of the same thing with the hardcore warlock, you know, when you're thinking about 300 hours of gameplay, it's better to pace it out, especially when your only endgame goals are not happening until the next expansion comes out. I'm not going to do any real endgame stuff on either of those characters until TBC's out. Right now we're going to be focusing on probably SOD playthroughs, because I've been having a lot of fun in SOD. And I can kind of focus one or two characters and feel like I'm making progress. Tim, good morning, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here today. SOD is the GOAT. I mean, SOD has been a lot of fun for me. I think SOD is a lot of fun for someone who wants to be in the classic era world, but wants some newness, like a little bit of newness. I like the newness coming in the form of the class design. And I like the world and the questing being familiar. You know, it's the world and the questing that I love, but I get just a little bit of newness, and I get to have a different pacing. And in WoW Classic, whenever you get to play WoW Classic with a different pacing, it feels interesting. I do enjoy the pace. You know, you might think like, well, 150% experience buff is too much. It might be too much, but I like it. I think the sweet spot might be 100%, but 150 has not been bad. It's allowed us to kind of play more linear, and it's allowed us to not do every single zone. You know, we've been able to pick and choose what we want to do, where we want to go, and that's really nice. That's a really nice change of pace when it comes to Classic, because typically in Classic, you have to do everything. You have to do 2 starting zones. You have to do all of Red Ridge, all of Westfall, all of Duskwood. Like, you know that you're going to have to do every single quest. So SOD gives you the opportunity to, like, change that up a little bit and not feel as constricted to that full completion. You can kind of pick your own pathway through the world and quest where you want to. Yeah, I like the class changes. Listen, if I don't want to deal with class changes, like, I always have Classic Era. Like, Classic Era is where you go if you don't want to deal with class changes. Like, it makes sense. And then you play the versions of the game that don't have class changes. Like, that's kind of what this is about. Like, SOD is kind of about, like, the class changes. At least for me, that's, like, the biggest focus. Like, just playing classes differently than I would in any other version of the game. And then, obviously, like, the endgame content. You know, we're always going to have Classic Era for, like, minimal changes. Yeah, I don't know. I think it all stems from the desire to be playing Classic, but to have something different to do in Classic. As someone, especially as someone who, like, I'm not playing retail, Cataclysm leveling is so, like, hollow to me. It just feels kind of empty. No matter how I approach Cata leveling, I can never get into it. And so, like, SOD is a great place for me, because I get to do the leveling that I love, but I get to have just that little extra flavor that makes it really, really interesting. And I get to have pacing that lets me stay completely engaged. It's just easier to stay engaged. When you're thinking about 60 or 80 hours of gameplay, like, that's a good amount of gameplay for an RPG. You know, sometimes 250, sometimes 250 is a lot. Especially because we just leveled that Paladin over on Mankrik. You know, in my mind, I know it's, like, hard to remember, but, like, in my mind, as soon as the Anniversary Realms came out, we had just finished like a 250-hour leveling journey on a human paladin. Like, it was like 3 months of, like, playing it every single day, and we finally did it. And then as soon as we did it, the Anniversary Realms came out, and it was like, oh, time to do it again. And, like, I wasn't really ready to do it again. You know what I mean? I wasn't really ready to do it again so soon. So it's nice to have SOD, and the pacing is just, like, the pacing is better for me right now. And then the Classic Era playthroughs, like, I have lots of time before TBC comes out to get the Warrior and the Warlock capped out. Lots of time. We're looking at winter, next winter for TBC. And I also don't know, like, I don't know how much mileage I'm going to get out of Pandaria. I'm going to play Pandaria when it comes out. But I know how I feel about leveling characters, so, like, I'm not really going to want to level a bunch of new characters. I'm going to want to check out a monk, but I'm probably not going to main a monk. So, like, I don't know how much mileage I'm going to get out of Pandaria. I think the only way that I get a lot of mileage out of Pandaria is if I start raiding. If I were to get into raiding in Pandaria, then I can see myself playing quite a bit of it. But if I approach Pandaria like I approach, like, Classic Era, I'm probably not going to play a lot of it. You know, I'll do the leveling campaign. I'll do the 85 to 90 leveling campaign, or whatever the levels are. And I'll probably do that once. And then if I'm not doing raids and engaging with the endgame stuff, then I probably won't play it a lot more. So I'm hoping SOD will still be around, so we can continue having our adventures. Yeah, it's hard to be incredibly excited for MOP outside of the idea that maybe I would raid. But then again, like, I'm kind of looking forward to raiding in Sod. So, I don't know. I don't know what Mist is going to hold for me that I'm going to, like, super enjoy. Aside from, like, the zones are beautiful, the music is really good, the story was okay. Like, once I see that stuff, could be done. And then I think a little bit further ahead, and it's like, if I'm already, like, wondering, like, how much Mist I'm going to play, I'm not going to play any Warlords of Draenor Classic. I think Warlords of Draenor is the one I skip. So we'll need something else to do for, like, all of Warlords of Draenor Classic. And then I'll go back for Legion Classic. But they're not going to subject me to Warlords of Draenor again. I'm not going to go to my garrison every day and, like, go into my mine and mine all my stuff in my garrison. I'm not doing that stuff. So, there's that. The Firefin Snappers sell pretty well in Sod. I will take a look. I think I might have looked on the Paladin, but I don't remember if it was worth anything or not. I know the oily blackmouths don't really sell for a lot, but maybe the Firefin Snappers do. We got 3 of them, so I will hang on to them until we get to a city. We'll check the auction house. Kind of hoping they do a Legion remix while Mist of Pandaria is going on. I would almost rather play a Legion remix than to play a Pandaria Classic. Almost. It's close. Jess, good evening to you and welcome to the stream. We'll do a little bit more fishing and then we have a little bit of a run to make. So, I don't want to fish for too long. Amy, that's awesome. My wife has a bad habit of, like, not eating breakfast. Like, she'll just wake up and start her day. And then it'll be like 12:30 and it turns out that she hasn't eaten, and you can tell there. I don't want to use the word hangry because that would be offensive, but there are signs, you know, that she hasn't eaten. It becomes pretty obvious to me after a little bit. Whereas, like, I'm the opposite. I had to train myself really young to make sure that I got up, ate something for breakfast, got some protein in my stomach to start my day. Like, so I don't have any sympathy. I don't have any sympathy for people that can't feed themselves. Because when I started my fitness journey 20 years ago, like, feeding myself was something I had to make myself do. I had to learn how to feed myself. And it takes effort, so unfortunately I never proved to be very sympathetic. Because in my mind I'm just like, just wake up and eat. Why don't you just wake up and feed yourself? But there are people who, like, their brains and bodies don't work that way. And I know that because my brain and body used to not work that way. I used to get up as a teenager and, like, in my early 20s and, like, not want to eat anything. And then when I started weightlifting, I had to change that behavior. And I had to force myself to eat. And so you have to force yourself to eat for a while, and then you get used to having breakfast every day. Yeah, no, the thing is, like, you don't feel hungry in the morning. You're not even supposed to, because, like, overnight your stomach shrinks. It's like, but eating in the morning is what kickstarts your metabolism for the rest of the day. So, like, the morning meal is not necessarily because you feel hungry. It's just that, like, that little bit of calories, like, whatever you get, your body needs it. It's like your jump start, you know, like, you got to get your morning jump start every day. And if you don't get your jump start, you're stalled out for the whole day. You just sit there stalled out. Sometimes even if you eat after that, it's like too late. You didn't activate the metabolism early enough in the day. Sometimes people who struggle with like losing weight, they stop eating, you know. They're like, well, you know, I'm trying to lose weight, so like I'm not gonna wake up and eat at breakfast. You know, I'm gonna skip breakfast. I'm gonna cut those calories out. That's how I'm gonna lose weight. And like that doesn't work. Because then your metabolism doesn't start till the middle of the day, and then the first thing you put in your stomach is like a bigger lunch. But since your metabolism hasn't been turned on, that stuff just sits there. And like not eating breakfast is like just it's a huge mistake. Huge mistake. Yeah, you have to wait 30 minutes, but you know how to cope with that. You know my theory. You roll over in bed, you take the meds, you hit snooze, you go back to sleep, and then by the time you wake up, you can eat. Easier said than done. All right, let's grab this fish. The fish got away, of course. That's the one that got away. Let's equip a weapon, and let's get going. Tim, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate that. We will say hi to James. I'm sure you'll see James today at some point. He'll probably pop down. Maybe he's been pretty distracted with his own life. He's got more stuff going on in his life than I do. He's got like a huge social life and all kinds of things he's interested in. So he's a busy person. I could turn Cheetah on. That would help us out a little bit. How much do I train on a weekly basis? Like weightlifting, I usually weightlift 5 or 6 days a week. But I do different muscle groups, and to be honest, like I don't push myself nearly as hard as I used to. And I'll work out for like 45 minutes. At this point in my life, it's more about like holding my body together and maintaining than it is like trying to do anything more. You see, I wake up and I do my protein shake too. Like I wake up, I do my protein shake, and then I have a piece of toast. That's like my morning ritual. I'll do my 1 scoop protein, half water, half milk. And then I'll eat a piece of toast before I put coffee in my stomach. You know, just so the coffee doesn't scald my stomach lining. and then usually like an hour after that, I'll have a bowl of Cheerios. So that's kind of how I take my breakfast. Like right away, protein shake, bread, coffee. Like an hour later, I'll eat a bowl of Cheerios. And then I usually won't eat again until after my workout. But that's my daily breakfast. Like pretty consistent. 99% of the time, that's just what I do. And it's just a routine, you know. It doesn't have to taste good. It doesn't have to be anything. I just wake up and that's what I do. Let's see, what are we able to queue for? We could probably queue for... Oh no, we can't. We can queue for Graveyard, but not Library. I don't really care to do Graveyard. If we can queue for Library, I'll queue for Library. We'll try to be in the queue while we're questing in South Shore. But Graveyard's kind of like... pointless. There's only the one boss and there's like literally no loot. Karen, good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. Everything's good. Everything's going good. Let's hit up this vendor and see if maybe we have any junk we can get rid of. We're gonna save the firefin snappers. I'll save the oily blackmouths, even though I'm pretty sure they don't sell for anything. We'll hold on to them anyway. Wolf kebabs we need. Mutton chops I don't need. Shield I don't need. The night crawlers I'll definitely keep a hold of these. We need to make some more bandages. Get rid of the carapace shield. The albacore I'm gonna keep. We can cook these at some point. I don't know where the recipe is, but I know that it exists. Okay. That'll do. Did I know crocodiles have 6 legs? Yeah. I didn't know that until a couple years ago. Yeah, all the crocodiles and basilisks also have 6 legs. Yep. Most people don't realize it. Most people don't realize this. They have 6 legs. The brain is really good about deleting parts of reality that it doesn't quite accept. The brain can see something unexpected and say, no, you know what? Let's just ignore that. And so you see a crocodile that looks normal when in fact it has 6 legs. Tim with the 10 bomb. Thank you, man. That is a lot of support. Incredibly generous. And I really appreciate it. Welcome to the 10 new people. Amy, you got hit by that one. That's embarrassing. Thank you guys for being here today and hanging out with us. To be fair, Amy has 2 different accounts, and one of them is subbed, and one of them isn't. Well, now they both, I guess now they both are subbed. Alright, we have to remember to grab the flight point at Refuge Point. And, you know what, let's do Northfold Manor. Yeah, since we're already here, we can do Northfold Manor before we even go into South Shore. And that'll probably get us level 32. And then we'll go take on the Murlocs, the Naga. We'll kill a bunch of turtles. I feel like it's a good day to kill some turtles. And that'll help us level up our cooking. We'll get the turtle bisque recipe, and we'll have a lot of turtle meat, so... Sadly, we only have 11 minutes of the Dragon Slayer buff. Angie, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Everything's good today. Surprisingly, I have no unspent talent points. I think the viewership here is pretty evenly split between the EU and the US. I think it's pretty evenly split. I don't know about at the moment, maybe not, but I think like overall it's pretty split. Fen, thanks for being here. Thanks for checking out the stream and checking out the content. I appreciate it.
Hello.
Alright, there is the flight point. Let's grab the quest. Inventory is good. Lael, that'll be a relief, man, to be back down to one job. It's gonna be good. We are in spring break this week, so my kid is off school for this week. Depending on how the week goes, I might do like maybe 1 or 2 streams during the week. And depending on how like my recordings go and how things shape out, because I'll have a little bit of extra time. So possibly we could play more of this character than normal. Tim, another 10 gifted memberships from Tim. Dude, you're crazy. You're trying to get certain people again. you're trying to nab certain people. It's very kind of you, though. Welcome to the 10 new people. I appreciate you all hanging out with us today. I seem to have run afoul of some ogres. And that reminds me, I need to turn down the sound effects. We are still at fishing level SFX volume. Let's crank that back down to like 25. Let's see. If I want to keep fighting through these guys, I probably have to heal myself. Let's make some more bandages. Yeah, we're gonna need them. Alright, that should be good for now. That was a troll with an imp? Is that a troll warlock? Shadowcaster. So trolls can be shadowcasters, but trolls can't be warlocks in Classic, can they? No, you can't be a troll warlock. It's so unfair that, like, the enemy NPCs have more class options than the player does. It's like in the Curzon Cave in Stranglethorn, there are human shaman. They call them, like, head shrinkers or something. But they're human shaman. I think they even have totems. It's, like, so unfair. Why do the enemy NPCs get more race class combos than we get? What's up with that? What is up with that? I don't get it. Also, the enemy organizations in WoW are also, like, much more inclusive. They tend to accept, like, applicants from any race. Whereas, like, the good guys are constantly engaged in racial wars. The bad guys will, like, allow anybody to sign up and hang out. They've always been super inclusive. Now, yes, they're worshipping evil gods and trying to bring about the end of all time, but, you know, they're equal opportunity cults. That's what we like about them. Dan, happy Sunday, man. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for being here. Do I plan on doing any level 60 content in Classic Era? Not in Classic Era. I plan to do some raids in SOD. That's what I'm really excited for. Now, I have zero plans to do, like, a lot of endgame stuff in vanilla. My vanilla characters are waiting for TBC. TBC has always been... Oh, the music's really loud here. TBC has always been where I wanted to do my endgame stuff. I don't really have a big interest in the normal vanilla raids. If I want to do some of the vanilla raids, I want to do them in SOD. So that's the plan. That's why I'm not in a big rush to get the warrior to 60, because the warrior doesn't have to get to 60 until TBC's coming out. So we have a long time. I'll probably do some of the dungeons. Yeah, like I'll probably do some of the dungeons when we're at 60. I'm just not gonna do like the big 40-man raids, you know. Yeah, well, we can do like lower Blackrock Spire, upper Blackrock Spire. We can try Strat, Skull Man. So we can try that stuff, like the level 65 man stuff. I'm down to try. It's the 40-man raids that I don't have an interest in doing 40-man raid content. That's all. I've never been a fan of 40-man raids. I just don't have a lot of interest in it. So yeah, I've always been that way. Oh god, don't die. Don't die. We got a potion. We got potions. Okay, we don't need it. He's running. Oh no! Out of nowhere, the highwayman with the backstab. Out of nowhere, out of stealth. MVP, mob of the playthrough. This guy just like deleted us. We thought we were safe, and he was like, "Nah, you're dead." Whew! Oh man, it was so close. That was such a pro move from that mob. It was one poke. Like he just poked us and we died. Ugh. Gotta try Karazhan Crypts. The new Avalon. I don't know what that is. Karazhan Crypts, is that a raid or a 5-man? I know nothing about the added content to SOD. So like when it comes to like dungeons they've built, dungeons they've drastically changed, like I don't have any of that information. I'm just kind of waiting to figure it out when we get to 60. But yeah, I know nothing about it. Karazhan Crypts is a raid. Is it like a 10-man raid, 25-man raid? Like how many people are we talking for these raids? What's the average raid size for SOD? Is it 10 or 25? Crypts is a 5-man. Okay, okay. New Avalon is next season. Next season? Phase 8, you mean? Phase 8 comes out on April 8, right? Phase 8, April 8. I don't think I'm gonna have a level 60 by the opening of Phase 8. I mean, maybe I could. Yeah, you know what? Like, yeah, sure. Maybe we could. With the rate we're going, we could have the Paladin and the Hunter capped at 60 by then. I don't know. It's possible. Anything's possible. Oh, Revenge. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, let's do potions. Okay, we're gonna get this. We are gonna get this. We're not gonna let them kill us a second time. Kill me once, shame on you. Kill me twice, well, shame on me at that point. Oh no! Oh no! God. Oh Jesus. Oh, you know what? We have feigned death. If we have to feign death, we will. Okay, okay, we're good. We need a heal now, though. We gotta heal up. Yeah, my plan is to do any endgame content in SOB that I can find a pug for. So we'll get on stream and we'll probably do like most of the endgame stuff. I'll probably stream, you know. I probably won't bother doing a lot of the endgame stuff in a recorded content. I think that stuff's just much more enjoyable to do it on stream. That way you guys can help me out with stuff too, you know. Tell me like bits of information that I might not know. Because I'm gonna go into every fight completely blind, you know. I'm not gonna like watch videos or anything like that. I like to sight read fights. The first time I see them, I like to sight read it and see like what mechanics I can grasp and which I can't. So, and either way, we're gonna go in as DPS, so if we fall over dead because of my stupidity, like, not a big deal. Am I on Wild Growth? I'm on Wild Growth EU, yep. And the reason I went on EU is so that when I'm playing in the middle of the day, it can be like server time, prime time. So like right now it's 6 o'clock server time, but it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon for me. So for me, that's perfect. Like I want to raid during the middle of my day. I don't want to raid when it's nighttime for me. I don't play at night. So that's why I went on the EU for this one. Yeah, I've been really enjoying the Paladin and the Hunter. I'm kind of hoping that in the future we can level some more classes, and I hope those will be as enjoyable, but I have been having a lot of fun. It's probably the most fun I've had, like, in a while. And that is to say, like, the thing about me is, like, I always enjoy playing WoW. Like, WoW is super chill. Like, Azeroth is my home. I can play any version and I can have a good time. I can play any version of WoW and I can chill, I can relax, I can just enjoy what I'm doing. But as far as being, like, to that next step of, like, mental engagement, like, for some reason, I've been, like, just that next level of mental engagement with SOD. And I think it's the class changes. I think it's just the changes, you know? It gives my brain something new to ponder, some like different possibilities to think about, different ways to spec a character, different ways to handle pulls, different ways to approach combat in general. Like, I'm familiar with these areas, and now sometimes I get to approach combat in them completely differently. Whereas normally I'd have to approach combat the same way on every character, pull this way, pull this mob like that. And you know, now everything is up in the air and everything is different. And I think just reaching that next level of engagement just makes it more fun, obviously. And the really nice thing about SOD that I've found so far, at least while leveling up, is that you're not invincible. You know, you're not invincible. You have a lot more character power, and that allows you to handle things differently sometimes, but you can get overwhelmed and die pretty easily, as you've seen, especially if you're fighting at-level mobs. Because the thing they did for SOD, that I think a lot of people don't remember this, but the thing they did for SOD is, like, they increased all the mobs' HP and attack power by, like, 20%. And like 20%'s a big deal, especially when you're out solo questing. And so that's been the really great thing, is it's not like Cataclysm where, like, you know, you have interesting class changes in Cataclysm, you have fun new spell effects, you can handle pulls differently, but you're basically never in danger. You have a lot that you can do to, like, not be in danger, and the way that the mobs in the world are set up, you never feel like you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. It doesn't feel like an area set up for you to go off and get into trouble. It seems like something meant for you just to kind of shovel through. Like, moment-to-moment combat while questing in Cataclysm kind of feels like shoveling snow. Like, it's an engaging activity because you have to keep doing it over and over and over again, the same motion. But that's all that it is. You're engaging in the same 3 button presses over and over. It's the same motion fight to fight. The mob doesn't matter. Like, nothing they do is going to be unique. And so that lowers engagement, like that lowers my mental engagement, which then leads to less fun. Oh no, I've tried, like, example A, overconfidence, the slow and insidious killer. Yep, I'm overconfident. But see, this is what I'm talking about, though. That's a perfect example. In Cataclysm, that never would have happened. In Cataclysm, I would have stumbled into those mobs the same way, but I would have been able to kill each of them in, like, 1 cast, 2 casts. It would have been easy to clean that up. Alright, I'm gonna drink some more coffee, and maybe I'll stop dying as much. I don't know, I can't promise anything. Yeah, retail has the same problem. Retail started to have that problem when it was Cataclysm. Cataclysm is what started that problem of the game feeling like you were just shoveling through it. That started in Cata. And it, like, it's just such a problem. But the thing is, if you're a gamer that's focused on raids, it's not a problem for you. But there's such a silent majority of people who play WoW just to have adventures in the world and just to level up characters and see the classes. There's so many of those people who are just the silent majority, I feel like, that over time, Blizzard made the game change for the people that they were hearing from. And the people they were hearing from were people who were really into the endgame, people who wanted to focus on endgame, people who had all their fun at the endgame. Those were the people who, for a long time, those were the voice. That was the voice of the players. So all Blizzard did was listen to the players. They were just only listening to the ones who were being outspoken. And in the meantime, people who play the game like I do, like, we were just kind of suffering because the game was moving away from us being able to enjoy it that way. But we were the silent people. Like, I'm not going to go on the forums and complain about the state of the game. I'm just going to accept it is what it is and decide if it's something I want to keep playing. Alright, we're alive. We got buffs. Let's eat some buff food. Let's drink a little bit of water here. Alright, I'm going to focus up a little bit and we're going to get this quest done. Wow, I still managed to aggro this guy. They must have just a big aggro radius. I mean, it doesn't help that he's level 33 and we're level 31. That's probably the biggest problem here. Let's wing clip this guy, because he's probably going to run away. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, and then see, I'm not stopping to heal between fights. I'm not used to them dealing this much damage to me, honestly. These guys are really cranking out the DPS. So I have to pay a lot more attention to my health now. And we are running out of food. I have to keep that in mind. Oh, counterattack. We learned counterattack. I never put it on the bar. I completely forgot that we learned this this talent. I have no idea where it's going to be. If I were counterattack... Here I am. I wonder if I have ranks of this to train. No, I don't. Okay, good. Yeah, we have a new button, guys. It's counterattack. I saw the combat text pop it up. And I don't think I've seen it before then. Maybe it's been popping up and I just haven't noticed it until now. It's a possibility. We suddenly have a lot of other player activity in this area. Somebody healed us. Where are the heals coming from? I don't see them. But whoever you are, wherever you're hiding, I really appreciate it. We obviously needed a heal. Demok, good afternoon, good evening, buddy. Welcome to the stream. We are done here, so in that case, let's go turn the quest in. We will turn this one in, and then we'll continue our journey into Hillsbrad. We need to get some more small venom sacs, because having these anti-venoms has actually been really useful. I guess like probably any spiders, anything with poison I guess could probably drop these. Maybe we should kill some of these spiders to try to get some, because I really liked having that. I don't know if I used them all or if maybe I sold them on accident. I think I might have sold them on accident because I think I had a few more. Do I feel like Sod is WoW on easy mode? No. Did you just come into the stream? I just died a bunch by like pulling one too many mobs, so no. Sod is not WoW on easy mode, and anybody who feels like it is has never tried to level up a character by questing in Sod. Yeah, they've just put no time into the game. There are probably easy ways to level up in Sod because there are ways to speed level. But if you're playing how I'm playing and you're just doing the quests like normal, it's not WoW on easy mode. It's actually a very good, very enjoyable journey. You get to pick your level of challenge, but it's still really easy to get yourself into trouble. Even if you're trying to be relatively careful, like situations come up and you get killed. Yeah, because you have more character power, but really there's just a lot of character change. And they buffed all the mobs in Sod. All the mobs have been buffed, and people don't know this or they forget it from when Sod first came out, but all the mobs in the open world are 25% or 20% stronger than they would be normally. So HP and attack power got buffed for all the open world mobs. Like, see, this situation right here is probably one that might kill us, because I don't have a potion, but I do have a speed buff, and I do have Feign Death. So we'll Feign Death there. No, wait, no! Oh, it failed! It failed! Feign Death failed us. Oh. Oh, I think I saw somebody rezzing us. I swear to God, I saw somebody run up and start casting. I'm gonna hang out a second and see if I get rezzed. I feel like I've got Brambles. Brambles, thank you, bro. Brambles. What a good name for a druid, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's get some buff food back up. Yeah, I got my ass handed to me because the mob was red, but if Sod were WoW on easy mode, I would just be able to kill it still. You know what I mean? Because in retail, I can go run up to an elite and just like kill it in a couple of hits. So if it's just easy enough to say that like retail is WoW on easy mode. To some degree, Cataclysm is also WoW on easy mode. Sod is classic WoW with a bunch of class changes. But it's not WoW on easy mode. The other versions of WoW are so much easier than this. Like, Cataclysm is a cakewalk. Retail is like, slap your buttons, any buttons will do, and mobs will fall over. And that's not what this is. That is not what this is. And I didn't know that either. You know, I didn't know that either until I was questing, until I was playing it. Oh yeah, I'm a skinner. Hey guys, did you know that I'm a skinner on this character? I skin things. Retail's brain dead mode. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to leveling in Cataclysm or in retail, they're both kind of just brain dead mode. There's really no way around it. Yeah, but for the sake of this conversation, I'm only talking about the questing and the soloing. Yeah, I'm not talking about any other type of content, and I think people get that confused a lot. I think people get that confused because people are like, no, retail's the hardest because Mythic 28s are really fucking brutal. They're the most brutal content. You stand in a flicker of a AoE and you're dead instantly, and that kills the entire group, and then it deletes your account. Like, no, people who, like, they get really hard up about the fact that, like, mythics are actually really hard. And, like, I know that. I know there is hard content to do in these other versions of the game, but when I'm talking about, like, the challenge and enjoyment of content, I'm always talking about the leveling experience. And that's obviously, like, an important distinction to make. There is incredibly challenging content that exists in all versions of WoW. This is a fact. There is hard content to do in all versions of the game. But the leveling journeys of most of those versions are shallow, empty husks. And that's it. That's all.
What can I do for you? Have a good one.
Some of it is content only a minority of people will ever see. Yeah. Well, that's what they started designing the game for, though. Like, over time. I'm gonna grab this quest now, but we're not gonna do it right now. I just want to have it in my log so I don't forget about it later on. For now, let's start making our way into Hillsbrad. Melee Hunter is really fun. Melee Hunter is... I'm worried it's probably the funnest spec in SOD. Like, I'm worried that, like, nothing else will be as fun as this, because this has been absolutely incredible. It's like, you know, we're playing a leather-wearing, two-hand-wielding warrior, like a ranger, like just a straight-up ranger warrior, but it's a hunter. It's like, so we got traps, we got other stuff. We got feigned death, you know? I don't have to have a pet. I don't even have to learn how to tame pets. This has been so good. The shield pally, yeah, being able to play a shield pally and having a shield pally be, like, super powerful. Like, that's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's fun too. I'm just like... I'm glad that I waited this long to play SOD, but I feel like I probably could have started playing in, like, Phase 5 or whenever they added the rune vendor. I probably could have started playing whenever they added the rune vendor, and I would have been having the same fun, you know. But part of me is glad that I at least waited. Shadow, you're all wowed out. I feel you, man. That's why I love being able to, like, play different versions of WoW and, like, come into a version that I don't think I'm gonna like and then have a blast. Because, yeah, it's easy to get wowed out. I've been playing single-player games in the evening and watching my wife play single-player games, but I've actually been playing Metaphor Refantagio. I started it a while back and then fell out of it, so I did a restart, and I've actually been making really good progress and having a great time. But yeah, I've been making myself play single-player games, like, in the evening, at least for, like, an hour a night. I play Metaphor now. Just to get back into the habit of, like, enjoying single-player games. Especially, like, in that genre, like, Persona games were, like, my favorite games. They were the last JRPGs I played back in the day before I kind of quit JRPGs. So, like, to jump back into Metaphor and have it be such an amazing game has been really great. But then again, the thing is, like, I have a lot of free time. So, you know, I can play WoW for a few hours a day, and I still have time to play on the Xbox. So, I'm incredibly blessed that way. Pablo, you're playing Xenoblade? Is that the like the remaster they put out on the Switch? I saw they did like some kind of I think it was Xenoblade. But they recently did like a big remaster or like a medium-sized remaster and put it out on the Switch. Unless that was Xenosaga. I don't know. Maybe I get my Xenos mixed up. Whenever I think of the Xeno games, I think of like Xenogears. Xenogears was an older game in a completely different universe. I wish I could play games on the Switch. I'm gonna really enjoy the Switch too, because I just need I need the Switch to be in 60 FPS. I'm not really picky. I just need 1080 60. I don't like the 30 FPS frame rates that you get on the Switch, but when the Switch 2 comes out, I have a lot of Switch games that I would play if they can like upscale them all. Xenogears was amazing. Xenogears was a crazy game. What an insane game. I played that game when I was like 16 or 17, and like I think it twisted me in some unknowable way. Parts of that game were so like dark. Xenogears was such an amazing freaking game. I'll still remember the hours I spent lost in the prison sewers. Do you guys remember the prison sewers? What a brutal sewer dungeon. Like, sewer dungeons in JRPGs are always tough, but man, that sewer dungeon was freaking brutal. Red rum on the wall. And it's funny, there are like things that like, man, I played that game when I was 17, and there are parts of that game that are indelibly etched into my consciousness, like things that I'll never remember or never forget. You remember how the last disc was basically all text? You put in the last disc and it's like they couldn't even finish making the game was too big. And so like the final disc of Xenogears was just like a black screen with some text and a little dungeon and a boss. And then a black screen with some text, and it was like, okay, so you didn't expect me to get to the last disc. I see how this is. There's no game here. It's just it's like a graphic novel at this point. Why do I have so much free time? Because I don't have what you would call a normal job. Yeah, I'm basically a retired person.
Need help? Be careful.
And so to compensate for that fact, the fact that I'm utterly useless to society, I play games and I share those journeys with you guys.
Can I help you?
And so that allots me an abnormal amount of free time. Yeah. But to be fair, I've worked at it, you know. You don't get this useless overnight. To be fair, I've worked at it. I've been working on the channel for 6 years. I have an amazing wife that tolerates my shenanigans.
Hello.
So, yeah. I've worked at it. As much as I can, at least. And it takes sacrifices. Like, if I wanted to go back to doing training and development, I can make twice as much money as I make right now. You know, if I wanted to go back to working in corporate America and be a training developer, like I could make twice as much money, like easily, maybe 3 times as much. So that's a sacrifice. Sometimes you have to give up stuff to do what you want to do. It's like, do you want to do the thing that you love? And you make, you know, you don't make as much of a living?
Have a good one.
Well, you have to pick and choose. Yeah, you have to pick and choose. Life only lasts a certain amount of time. And after I got like unceremoniously fired from my corporate job where I had been for 10 years, after they just like let me go, I decided that I was never going to give that much of my life to a job again. I was never going to give 10 years of myself, 10 years of my soul, 10 years of my work, 10 years of my labor, 10 years of my emotions, my caring, my investment. I was never going to do that again because we don't know how many decades we get. And so that was when I decided I wasn't going to go back into corporate America in that way. And so this is the path that I took from there, because I'd already had the channel going. I worked like a couple of like part-time jobs. I did a little stint at a call center, didn't dig that, so I just started to focus on this. But it definitely took sacrificing quite a bit, and then like my wife totally supporting me through all of that. It wasn't something that was easy. But for me, it was something that was like kind of necessary. We didn't sell the Sentry Cloak, so that's kind of sad. Kind of sad. Your life and happiness are the most important things. Yeah, you have to at least be trying to be happy. I mean, as long as you're doing stuff in life where you can say like, I'm doing these things and I'm trying to be happy, then oftentimes that's enough. But a lot of times you get into a situation where you're just doing what you have to do, and you're not really working on anything that is making you happy, and that can be really, really draining on a person, obviously. All right, let's grab a couple of quests. Let's minimize this, minimize this. We got the Tide Hunters. I think we're good just to go after these guys right away. Let's just go do that. Inventory is clear. Buffs are up. We got 3 minutes left on the food buff. I have to fish. I mean, I'm not going to fish at all of these, okay? I promise I'm not going to fish at all of these, because we're going to find a lot of these pools. Like, while we're out here, we're going to run into a lot of them. But I am going to fish at some of them. So I'll try to make it so that it's kind of like a smooth transition here. Let's... So I think we can get... I think we're getting more firefin snappers out of these. Let's see what we get and see if it's worth it or not. I mean, obviously we'll get skill ups. The majority of people work jobs they don't like? Absolutely. If you have something you refer to as a job, inherent in that is the idea that you would rather be doing something else. Now, people can have careers, and they can have professions, and they work towards those, and they feel like they're building skills that they've built up over time, and they're utilizing like their intellect, their schooling, their training, and they can feel like they're working towards like goals. But if you have a job, that kind of by its nature implies some repetitive thing, some repetitive task that you go and do, and you just do it so you can get a paycheck. And like no one's gonna like that. You can find things to like about it though. Like you can like your coworkers. You know, there are things you can find that you can like even if you don't feel like a task is like super rewarding. But oftentimes, like, you have to make yourself find those things though. It's easy to get into a negative rut where you don't even look for the positive things, when all you feel like you're doing is what you have to do. SSKPS, thanks for being here today. Happy Sunday to you. I appreciate it. If you're new in WoW and you're trying to figure out like what class you want, just try a few classes. It's really hard to like say that one class is necessarily better for a beginning player than another. What I would think about first though, just think about whether you want to be like in like front of the enemy face to face, hitting them with melee weapons, or whether you want to be at range safely at a distance. And then let that narrow down your choices. So like for your first couple of class choices, just ask yourself questions like that and narrow the classes down. Do I want to be melee or ranged? Okay, now you have a clear distinction which classes you're not going to try right away. You know, do I want to use magic or not? Like, stuff like that can help you, like, settle on a class to begin with. Ultimately, there's no... The right answer is the class that you end up loving. You love pressing the buttons. It just feels good. You vibe with it. That's the only right answer. Will you have a bad time if you choose the wrong race because of racials? If you're a person who cares about that kind of thing, then it might bother you. You might have a bad time. I've basically never thought about racials when choosing what class race I want to be. I've never let it impact my choice of race class. Because there are races that I like the look of them, and then there are races that I hate the look of. And unfortunately, I'm a person that aesthetics mean more to me. Like, I have to tolerate looking at my character for 300 hours, like, well, then I want to like the look of it. I care less about the racial bonuses, but some people really care about those a lot. So that's just going to boil down to what type of player you are. And I think realistically, the only version of the game where racials matter a lot is going to be Classic Era. Even by Cataclysm, I don't think racials matter as much. But yeah, if you're playing Classic Era, then racials matter. But if you're playing Retail or Cataclysm, keep in mind, like, your racial bonuses matter a lot less. Yeah, here's what you want to do. Stop watching WoW videos on YouTube and just start playing the game. You're going to have a good time when you play. And you're gonna learn stuff on your own, and you're gonna learn what you like, how you like to play. I would say, like, right away, like, just stop watching videos on YouTube, and just start playing. Find something that you think looks cool, play something you think sounds cool, and just start enjoying the game. You know, don't worry about it. That's what I would say. I think people get hung up on trying to watch a bunch of guides and be like super optimal and stuff, but like, that's not going to help you fall in love with the game. And like, you really want to let yourself fall in love with it if it's something you think you might want to do into the future. You just got to get in and play it. Yeah, good point, Mitosh. Yeah, in SOD it doesn't matter as much either because they have the ring weapon bonuses. Yep, that's a good point. It's so hard to pass up all these schools of fish. We gotta start snagging some of them. Yeah, that looks that looks bad. Brambles, what did you do, bro? Brambles, you're getting up to trouble here. You're getting into all kinds of trouble. What did you do? Talon, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Turtle Murder is coming up soon. Yeah, we're soon to do the Turtle Bisque quest. Oh my dear God, we got problems here. I do have my weapon on. Okay, I thought I had my fishing rod on at first. All right, we'll help out with this. I'm gonna save you this one time. Just this once. I don't think I can pull that camp, though. I don't even think I can pull this hill. I need to find more of these guys that are kind of like off on their own. This is incredibly dangerous and sketchy. Okay, yeah, this is not looking much better. Let's go into the water a little bit. That membership would have been brought to you by Tim. It's been dropping bombs. The addition of Counter-Strike is pretty cool. I do like it. It's just like that one extra button to push some of the time. I always like reactive abilities. Reactive abilities help me stay more engaged with combat. Can I pull this guy on his own? Maybe. No. No, it turns out I can't pull that guy on his own. At all. Alright, let's start heading back this way. I didn't realize it, and maybe some of you guys who are much more observant and smarter than me, you probably realize I got into an area where we're not even fighting the right Murlocs. I don't even need those Murlocs right now. There's no Tide Hunters, there's no Oracles over there. We've just been killing random Murlocs that have nothing to do with our quest. I don't feel bad about it. They probably deserved it. Dustin, have a good rest of your day, man. We will see you next weekend. Take care. Is Brambles a viewer? I assume that Brambles is in chat with us, yeah. That was my assumption. I mean, otherwise that'd be quite a coincidence. You know? And there is Tim with another 10 memberships to the channel. Such a display of generosity, my man. I really appreciate that. Welcome to everybody, and thank you for being here today. Oh, look at that, you got Tawin. See, you're doing work. The sniping has been effective today. Am I going to be able to pull any of this? I don't know. Probably not. Alright. And then we will fish. Oh yeah, see, that's a good point too. You have to have that enabled. So if you don't have gifts enabled in your YouTube account, you are not eligible to receive gift memberships. And I don't know if it starts default turned off or default turned on. I've had conflicting reports that it defaults to off, that it defaults to on, but definitely something worth checking. Definitely something to check. It is defaulted to off. You can 100%. Yeah, I think that's how like everybody's account starts. I think it's defaulted to keep memberships off, and unless you go turn them on, you can never catch a membership. And so that's something to think about too. When you guys are gifting memberships, if you're trying to target like specific individuals, maybe like we have to remind people to check and make sure they have that turned on first, because that could explain it. That could explain it. Wow. Are you gonna get him? Another 10 memberships. Tim, you're crazy, man. I don't know. I appreciate you. Welcome to the 10 new people. I appreciate you all hanging out with us today as we play some SOD. I wonder if YouTube will ever implement like a way to target specific people with memberships. You'd think that would be a pretty basic feature of anything that has membership gifting, would be the ability for like one community member to specifically give another community member a membership. Like, I know Twitch has that ability, at least I'm pretty sure it does. So I wonder what their reasoning is behind not having that. Yeah, it's random. I don't understand why it's... I think it's fine for random to be an option. I just don't understand why random would be the only option, you know? Maybe as a creator I should send some more feedback. I'm sure they care a lot about what I think. Maybe I will email somebody though, because I bet somebody could answer me. I'd be curious to see if I got any kind of reply from like creator support. If I just ask like, hey, like why no direct membership gifting within a community? Like, it should be as easy as like clicking somebody in chat. You should be able to click somebody in chat and you should be able to gift them a membership. Like, it should be easy, you know? That's how easy it should be. Just click and gift. That's how I would design it. If I were designing such a thing. It would be an easy click and click. Sunny D, you were watching junk political content. Ooh, I'm happy you're here, man. Yeah, you don't need that kind of stress in your life, let me tell you that. You don't need that kind of stress. It's better off just to chill. I've had to stop watching even like the nightly news. Because I just can't. I don't want to allocate any part of my emotions or thought to that kind of stuff. I like that. I no longer watch TV or news. I haven't even looked at my 401k. I like the inclusion of the 401k. I can see how they're like, it's not related, but it seems, it makes perfect sense. Stopped looking at individual prices at the grocery store. Just like stopped looking at the individual price of items. That's been another thing that I've done. I just like kind of just stopped looking at how much things cost. We got a healing wave. That's how you can tell that the HP of the mobs has been buffed by quite a bit. When these mobs do healing waves, in Classic Era, that's a healing wave that would mostly restore almost all of their HP. And when a mob does a healing wave in SOD, it only restores a small amount of their overall HP. That's like the biggest indicator, like visually, of how much the mobs have been buffed in the open world. Is like they heal themselves and it only heals for a small fraction of their health bar. And we all know that in Classic Era, when they heal themselves, they heal a big chunk. Is fish oil needed for a recipe? I think shaman do stuff with fish oil. I don't know if any... It's a reagent for Shaman, I think. I don't know if anybody on the Alliance side needs fish oil. Isn't this for like water walking or something on Shaman? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a reagent for water walking. So on the Alliance side, like, nobody needs it. Nobody needs it because there are no shaman. Whereas on the Horde side, you might be able to sell it on the auction house for a little bit. The really cool thing about counterattack is that it also immobilizes them for 5 seconds, and I didn't think that was ever going to be useful until I watched that guy try to run. We counterattacked him, and he couldn't run away. What an incredibly useful ability for a melee hunter to have. That's so cool. And like, this is an ability, like, I don't know if anyone would ever spec into this in vanilla era. Like, who would spec into counterattack? Like, you just don't really see a lot of melee hunters traditionally. And now it's an ability that's incredibly useful. My fishes are getting away. Should I... Maybe I should use a Nightcrawler. This only lasts for 10 minutes though, but 10 minutes is a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and apply it. I agree with that sentiment, Tim. You guys are fun to chat with. I agree with that. 100% confirmed true. Let's see. At some point we hit level 32. And I didn't notice. In that case... let's go ahead and keep going into Killer Instinct. And then also, can I queue for Library yet? I still can't queue. I wonder if it's level 33 or 34 that we get Library. Because I would be down to try a Library if there were any... I'm really curious to see if any groups are actually going out. That's what I really want to see. Because so far people have not been doing a lot of lower level dungeons, and with the rate that we've been leveling up, I kind of get it. You don't really need to do as many with the rate that we're leveling. There's a quest inside for fish oil that unlocks a bunch of runes. Well, you know, now though, all your runes are unlocked right away. So now they have rune vendors. And so you don't have to worry about doing any of those rune quests, so far as I know. So far as I know and understand, everything is now available on the rune vendors. We have a solid chest over here. Amy, thanks for letting me know. Love you. I'll see you later. James knows where to find me. Patrick, good afternoon and welcome to the stream. Ryan, thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate you checking out the stream today. I don't need Tide Hunters. I need... Oh, I'm done. I don't need anything. In fact, we're all done with the quest. After we kill all 3 of these guys. Oh, all 4. Okay, in that case, let's do a little feigned death. Oh no! Did it not work? It kinda worked? It seems like it kinda worked. We took a lightning bolt after the feigned death went off. Yeah, it looks like it's fine. We dropped out of combat pretty quick. Alright, let's go turn this one in. And then I think we have to come right back out and get Murloc heads. So there will be more Murloc slaughter incoming. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all sold on the vendor now. Like I said, we can do a fact check, but like I haven't run into any rune that I would want that I don't already have, so I'm pretty sure that everything is now available on the vendor.
What are you looking for?
Let's see. We need to buy some more food and probably some more water. Mana potion we don't really need. Enchanting stuff. There we go. You've been looking for repair in South Shore, didn't realize he was there. Yeah, he's hiding there. I think he's the only repair guy in South Shore. And he just hangs out behind the building for no reason. Like, why is he back there? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't really make sense for him to be back there. And then there's a trade goods vendor over in this building. Yeah, let's grab the Yeti for a cloak. I don't know if we'll do this one yet.
Greetings.
Cooking, we do have a little bit of cooking we can do. Let's go ahead and we'll cook everything we can. Keep that going. If I'm fishing too much, somebody just yell at me. It's really hard for me to gauge. This area has a lot of tide pools. But I don't know if I need all this stuff. I mean, mainly I'm just interested in getting the skill ups. But I'm an expensive watch. I don't have to be, man. I don't have to be. I appreciate the generosity. That was my nickname in high school, Expensive Watch. Thanks, man. That's incredible of you. Much, much appreciated. Welcome to the 10 new people. Thank you guys all so very much for hanging out with me and letting me play some SOD today. I'm having a ton of fun, so I really appreciate it. Oh my god. Can't do that right now. There we go. Secret rune vendor found in Ratchet. The rune vendors I'm talking about are just hanging out in the starting areas. They're not very secretive. They're like purple glowing void looking dudes. They stand out, kind of like a sore thumb. How did you miss the lottery again? Your chances are higher of being struck by lightning. Yeah, your chances are higher of being struck by lightning. And you have to go into your YouTube settings and make sure that memberships are enabled in your YouTube account settings. Apparently everyone's membership settings default to off for memberships. So if that doesn't get turned on, it doesn't matter how many gift bombs go out, you won't get one. Yeah, it's weird to me that gifts are defaulted to off. It's strange. I'm sure there's some kind of like legal... There's a legal reason for things like this, right? There's like the guys in legal said that it had to be turned off by default, and so that's how it has to be. And it's because like different countries have different laws regarding that kind of thing. And so that's probably why they have to default everybody's to off. It could even be that if you're in a certain region, it defaults to off, and if you're in another region, it defaults to on. It could be completely based on what region you're in, which would dictate whether or not your gifts were enabled or disabled by default. That would be my guess, actually. That it might have to do with where you're at in the world. But I could be totally wrong. That's just a feeling that I have. Yeah, it sounds counterintuitive, but it's probably just because of a legal transaction law, like some kind of digital transaction law. Recipients must previously agree to receive gifts before an interaction can be made to their account. Like there's a law, like a country has a law. I don't know which countries or like why or what the law states exactly, but I guarantee it's a legal thing. I wish I understood the mechanic that sometimes lets me do Raptor Strike 3 times in a row without it having a cooldown. That's like one of the coolest things about this spec that I still don't understand what triggers it or why it happens. Sometimes we can do Raptor Strike a bunch, other times it goes on cooldown right away. Maybe it has to do with whether or not it crits. See there, we hit it once, it went on cooldown. A second ago I hit it 3 times and we just had the global cooldown between each cast. Oh boy. We have got trouble. We have got trouble. Oh wait, somebody killed that one. Yeah, somebody took one out for us. Alright, we're saved. Saved again by another player, actually. I didn't buy food. I said I was going to buy food back in town and we didn't do it. How's the DDoS situation been? Which DDoS situation? I don't think we're having a DDoS situation. If so, everything's been fine. Did they add a new aspect for melee hunters? I'm using aspect of the monkey still. There's aspect of the viper. I don't know if this is new. This has to do with mana, like mana regen. I don't know if there is some other aspect that I just don't have yet. That's possible. But right now I'm using monkey. Oh, you saw complaining on Reddit about a DDoS attack? Could just be the hardcore realms. Yeah, also I'm playing on the EU realm right now. So if it's like a thing affecting a US server, then right now my SOD account is my EU account. So that could be why I'm not being affected, potentially. Yeah, the scroll is a mage. It's a holdover from like mage runes, when mages had to collect these to get runes. I don't remember exactly what they did with these. They either found them and combined them, or they found them and turned them in. And this is one of the ways that they got their runes back in, I guess we'll call it traditional SOD. Back in old school SOD, when we had to get our runes by doing stuff, this was one of the ways that mages got their runes, I think. And so we still find them, and I just sell them. Like, I don't think they're worth anything. I'm glad I'm still playing Classic. I'll always be playing Classic, some version of it. Not only do I give Blizz $15 a month, I give them $30 a month, because I also have an EU account that I'm playing on right now. So they're getting 2 subs out of me. And I play the game a lot, so I feel like they've earned it. Because I play a ton, so I feel like they've earned it. It's giving you flashbacks of collecting runes. Oh god. Ooh, I just got a cold, slimy shiver. Yeah, I don't want to think about the days when we had to collect runes. I mean, that was one of the main reasons why I stopped playing. I never found it enjoyable. It never added to the world for me. It was just go to Wowhead, follow the steps on Wowhead. An hour later, you have a rune. Now do that 16 more times. 16 hours later, you have all of your runes. Good job. Now you can play the game how you want to. You liked collecting runes on the first character? I liked when we would accidentally find a rune. The 3 times that we accidentally found a rune without having to look on Wowhead was great. Every other freaking rune that we had to follow the steps on Wowhead was awful and boring and tedious, and like, it's not gameplay. But yeah, the few times that we stumbled onto something, like, oh look, a rune for us. That's awesome, but that only happened a couple times. The rest of the time had nothing to do with discovering anything. I just didn't like it. It was just a time, to me it was a big time sink. That was all it was. Like, discovering things organically is fun when the things you're discovering are not essential to play your class. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be fun to have a bunch of organic discoveries out in the world, that were not your class abilities. That were things like chests with blues, chests with epics, chests with gold, like different things. But when the discoveries are something that you have to have, that are not optional, then there is no chance of discovery. Then you must find those things as soon as you possibly can, and in order to do that, you will consult a guide immediately. Whereas if it's optional stuff and stuff that's not necessary to your class build, then you will just play the game and you'll discover this stuff organically over time, and it'll be enjoyable when you find something. But that was not the route they went. They made all the discoveries class abilities that you absolutely had to have to play the builds that you wanted to play in the season. And that's not a way to incentivize exploration. That's a way to incentivize people to follow a guide. Yeah, rewards have to be optional in order for people to choose to find them organically. They can't be mandatory. It's like, that's easy. That's game design 101. If you want people to play organically, then the rewards on offer have to be good, but they can't be essential. And you discovered Wowhead. Great job. Now spend most of your gameplay here with this open on your second monitor. Oh dear God, what have I done? What have I done? Here we go, we're saved. Have I moved out of Michigan yet? No, we're not. We're waiting. We're gonna be waiting a little while before we move out of Michigan, unfortunately. Give it like 4 more years. We'll probably be moving back to Missouri. Yeah, we're gonna move back to Kansas City eventually. Yep, hopefully somewhere downtown. Small little apartment downtown. Because when we live downtown, we spend most of our time out. It's really easy to spend your time out when you live like in a city with like parks and places to go. Interesting things to see, some public transit to get you around. Alright, we need 1 more Murloc head. Let's start making our way back towards South Shore, so we can get this one turned in. Get 1 more head somewhere along the way. Public transit, what's that? Yeah, if you live in Michigan, there is no public transit. The best thing about living downtown Kansas City was like you could get an Uber like whenever you wanted instantly. Like if it's 3 in the morning, you need an Uber will be there in 2 minutes. It was like the best thing for not having to like worry about driving a car around. It's like there's public trans, that you can walk to a lot of places, but like worst case scenario, you need an Uber any time of night or day. There was 1 minute away. We never had tornadoes because we were downtown. People get really confused. It was funny, like when we lived in KC, we lived in KCMO, like people would always like, they'd see on the news like Kansas is getting a bunch of tornadoes, and they'd call us and be like, are you okay? We're like, what? They're like, all the tornadoes in Kansas. Like, we don't live in Kansas. We're not out in the middle of a cornfield in Kansas. We live in KCMO. It's a downtown. It's a city. The thing about cities is like they have effects on the atmosphere, and like you don't get tornadoes in downtown centers very often. The last tornado that hit downtown Kansas City was in like 1867, and it was when most of the buildings in downtown KC were wood buildings. But no, we never lived out in like the plains of Kansas or anywhere where they would get a lot of tornadoes. Yeah, and in downtown, all the power lines and stuff are underground. So even when we got like bad storms and bad windstorms, we never lost power because all the power lines were dug underground. Yeah, it's getting warmer here, but only by like a little bit, you know. It's like 40s for highs. We had a couple of really gorgeous days. A couple of days that were just sunny and beautiful and like nice, mild weather. And now we're back where we normally are, which is like, you know, 40s for highs. Sometimes we'll get a day where it's 50 something. I don't mind it now that it's like it's a little bit chilly, but sometimes we see the sunshine. Like I'm good. I'm not like really. I'm not in a rush to get to the hot weather. So I'm okay if the cold wants to linger as long as I can see the sun sometimes.
What can I do for you? See you later.
How are you?
Yep, eventually it'll be 90 degrees and I'll probably hate that as much as I hated the cold.
For the Alliance. Be careful.
This winter was particularly depressing, so I'm going to try to be more positive about the hot weather when it arrives. Because this winter was like, mental health wise, it was like a pretty bad winter for me. Alright, inventory needs some work. Okay, we're getting these clams. We're getting tangy clam meat. Can I use tangy clam meat for anything? No. We don't have a tangy clam meat. I bet there is one. There's gotta be some kind of recipe. So I'm gonna try to hold on to these so that we can cook them. What are the odds that the guy here has like some kind of recipe? Probably not very good. Yeah, we got our AC fixed last, but actually, yeah, last year we got it fixed. Yeah, AC works, but the thing about the AC here is like, we cut down a tree in the backyard, or, you know, they decided to cut down this big tree, and now there's no shade. The house doesn't get shade in the summer. So now the bad thing is like the AC works, but it struggles, you know. It struggles because there's just not enough shade throughout the day. Here's smoked sagefish. So that's cool. Sagefish Delight, we can't do yet. But maybe I'll buy that now anyway. We can do this one. Oh, I never get sagefish though. I really need the albacore tuna recipe. That's what I really need. Mr. Caffeine, you got lucky with that. Yeah, that's kind of why, like, part of me is glad they took the tree down, obviously, because now I don't have to worry about that kind of thing. It was in a position where it could have fallen, a major bough could have fallen right on the house. So now it's like, okay, cool, I don't have to worry about that, but man, not having that southern shade just makes the heat unbearable sometimes. That's the only thing. Now I know when we look for the next place, like, we need southern shade, but it has to be from a tree that's kind of far from the house, right? But there's got to be some kind of southern shade. Albacore recipe is in Menethil Harbor. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Yep. We're gonna grab that soon. Now I know I can hang on to that stuff and I'll actually be able to cook it. Yeah, we'll also check Pig and Whistle. The Pig and Whistle has a bunch of recipes from like various, I think they're all from quests. It's like all the recipes you would normally get from completing a cooking quest, they sell them at the Pig and Whistle. So we'll also check that out. Have I been playing Turtle WoW? No, I stopped playing them. I'm also waiting for 2.0 to launch. Whenever 2.0 launches, we'll jump back into it. I'll probably play it on the main channel when 2.0 comes out. That way more people get to see it. And I'll probably do another High Elf because I really like the High Elf area. I'd love to see it in the Unreal Engine 5. I think it's going to be really good. I'm hoping that obviously, like, I hope a lot of the jankiness is gone. Like, I want swimming to feel normal. I want to be able to cast spells into a building. My spells should be able to pass through a doorway. Like, simple stuff like that. That's what I'm looking forward to. But yeah, obviously, like, the redone lighting, the redone shadows are going to be really nice. I think it's going to make it look, it's probably going to look quite visually different from what we're used to in WoW. That's kind of what I'm excited for. I think it's going to look quite visually different when you're playing it. Like all the things they're doing with the lighting and just it being in a different engine. Like, yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what it feels like, what it looks like to play. Even that new area was still really tough. It was tough because I didn't do any zone hopping when I went through it, you know. I should have done some zone hopping. Eventually, I think I did go to Elwyn. But yeah, even the new High Elf area I felt was like pretty tough content. A lot of that could have just been like unfamiliarity though. Just not really knowing the exact order I should take the quests in and stuff like that. Yeah, the new area is really awesome. What a cool experience to like play through a new vanilla era, like a new vanilla area. It was a pretty cool experience. I regret I never did the goblin starting zone, but now I think I'll just wait on it. Eventually we'll check out the goblin area. I hope they did a better job with goblins than they did in Cataclysm. I'm in combat with stuff, and I wanted to fish. I'm in combat with everything. Here we go. Back to fishing. My hope for the goblins in Turtle WoW is that they're treated a little bit more seriously. I would like to see a take on goblins in WoW that was just grittier and a little bit more serious. Because I feel like they could be a fun race and they could have good lore and be really interesting if they embrace that grittier, like, mechanical nature and, like, stopped kind of being, like, a joke race. You could watch me fish all afternoon. Sometimes I think you guys have more patience for the fishing than I do. I've been trying to, like, learn how to embrace fishing and just doing more of it on the fly. But I've had to, like, really make myself work at it. My instinct is, like, to never fish while I'm questing. That's my instinct. But I've been trying to, like, change that. When you start making good money on fishing, it becomes less boring. That's possible, yeah. Yeah, if there's a reward. When I start selling stuff for, like, good profits, then yeah, it'll probably be a lot easier to do it, right? So far, I've never sold a single thing. You know, maybe I've sold some oily blackmouths. Yeah, maybe I sold, like, a small stack of oily blackmouths once. But that's about it. Typically, my only motivation for leveling it up is to help level up my cooking. Once again, I have battled my way out of the area for the quest, and now we're fighting mobs that we don't technically need to be fighting. Let's get ourselves back into the questing area. Tim with the 20 gifted memberships. I think that brings your total to like 60 for the day, man. That is an incredible amount of support. Possibly, definitely, I think the biggest membership gift bomb that has dropped on the channel in its existence. So thank you so much for that, man. Really appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I think we've got everybody now. I think everybody currently in the stream is a member. It's incredible, man. What a ton of support for the community. You got some VIPs with that one, though. You did. That's another thing I want as the streamer. I want the ability to mark people as VIP, like give them a different color for their name. I would like them to be like orange or yellow, and that would be cool. Just a way that I can mark people as VIP that, you know, have been around the channel, but they're not mods and they're not subbed. Yeah, on Twitch you can. Yeah, I've done some dual streams. I dual stream for a bit, but when it comes to scheduling streams and stuff like that, like it's hard to dual stream and schedule the streams and run them the way I like to. So ultimately I kind of decided it wasn't really worth the hassle to dual stream. I probably should. It's probably something that I should have stuck with, you know, but I don't really like Twitch that much, just in general. I don't really watch Twitch, and probably okay just to stay on YouTube. But yeah, Twitch does have a little bit more functionality for stuff like VIP and stuff like targeting people with memberships. It has some more functionality, which makes sense. It's been around as a platform longer. And I guess the hope is maybe YouTube will incorporate some of these things eventually, if we're lucky. Blood Moon, it's been a while. Yeah, it has been a long time. And thanks for being here. I appreciate you checking out the stream today. Yeah, I wonder how much longer the Prime sub will exist, though. I feel like already Twitch basically wants you to forget about the fact that if you have Prime, you have a free sub to give. I wonder how much longer they'll keep doing it. See, like right there, I was able to do Raptor Strike 3 times in a row. I got 3 Raptor Strikes off in a row before I triggered the cooldown. And I still don't know what ability interaction causes that. Because I don't see a proc come up in scrolling combat text. I wish I could predict that a little bit more. Like when I was going to get those 3 back-to-back strikes. Because that kind of makes a big difference. It's one of the runes, yeah. I know it's like one of the runes is causing it, but I don't know what character interaction is causing it. Is it happening when I crit? Is it happening when I dodge? Is it happening randomly? Like, that's the part I don't know. I know it only happens because of a rune, but I don't understand when it happens. Okay, I reset is it Mongoose Bite resetting the cooldown? That doesn't sound right either. Because sometimes we can hit it 3 times in a row, sometimes we can't. Like there I hit it once and it went on cooldown. There it didn't go on cooldown at all. You saw that one? Like sometimes Mongoose Bite feels like it's shortening the cooldown. Other times there's just no cooldown at all. And so that's the part that I just like I don't have to predict it, I guess. I just slam the button when it's off cooldown, but it would be cool to understand a little bit more about when that's happening. It's a 30%, so it's random. It's a 30% chance to reset itself. Okay, so there's nothing I can do to predict it at all. That makes me feel better, because I wasn't able to figure out how to predict it. So the fact that it's just a 30% chance for it to reset itself, that's awesome. That explains it, yep. So I just gotta be aware of it. And that's why there's nothing nothing comes up in the combat text either. Whereas when we proc Mongoose Bite and stuff, we get the Mongoose Bite combat text. Like nothing comes up for this. I have to kind of keep my eye on it to see if it's on cooldown, you know? I have to kind of just like be aware of it. This is a no pet build. We're doing the Lone Wolf rune, which when we don't have a pet, we get more character power. In fact, I can't even tame pets on this character. I didn't do the quest. I purposely didn't do the quest to learn how to train pets. So we don't have any pet abilities, we can't tame beasts, we can't do anything. And I love it. Oh, we hit level 33. Talent point. This will be the last one into Killer Instinct, and then we have to figure out how to spend points to get further down the tree. Lightning Reflexes is going to be really good. Looks like that's going to be really, really good. Yeah, I always miss when I level up. I'm surprised I don't have multiple talent points. Level 33. We are doing good. We're making pretty steady progress still today. At this rate, we'll probably be level 34 before we step into Stranglethorn. You got back into SOD last night because of me? I feel okay with that. I'll take responsibility. It's a great time to be back into SOD, and I've been having a blast, so... When people tell me they've, like, fired up SOD again, it makes me happy, because I've been having a lot of fun. I hope you have a lot of fun, too. Is Monastery Library available? Yeah, probably. Yes, it is. Yes. Let's just check out the queue and see like how many people are actually in the queue. We got people in the queue. It's not empty. It's probably not as many people as would be running it on the Anniversary Realms. But again, you level up so fast that it's not as important to do a bunch of low-level dungeons. I think when we start getting a little bit higher, like I think Zul'Farrak will be one that people run a lot of Zul'Farrak. And maybe some of the higher level dungeons. But the lower level stuff people tend to skip. OneVaz73, hello from Michigan. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, the difference between now and then is like now I only play stuff that I'm really, really enjoying. And if I'm not really enjoying it, then we do something else. So I got lucky with SOD and it's been a really good time. But if I had tried it out and we weren't having a good time, I wouldn't keep playing it. Somebody's inviting me to a group. Explain yourself. Explain yourself. Oh, so I always forget that I'm in the queue. I just forget I'm in the queue. I put myself in the queue and I'm like, what's this? How dare you invite me to your group without whispering me first? I guess that's what it is. Like I really like to get a whisper first, right? I really like to get a whisper first. When I don't get a whisper first, my instinct is just to deny the invite. Alright, we're 10 out of 10. That's perfect timing. Let's go get this turned in. I need to take like a 5-minute break here if I can. Yeah, I need to step away for a minute at least to use the bathroom and to get some coffee. So I'm gonna get myself back to town. And then I'm going to do that. It looks like not everyone's here, and we still need a 5th, so... Yeah, how dare this person invite me for something I signed up for? How dare they? Right, I just don't even think about it. When I don't get the whisper, I just decline. Am I going to play Mop? Yeah, I'll try Mop when it comes out. I'm not, like, excited for it or anything, really, but I'm gonna give it a shot. We're going to level a character to 90 or whatever the level cap is and see what we can do. Alright, so we need a 5th. We have people in Scarlet Monastery. Oh, these people are in Scarlet Monastery. They're like there. We got a guy in the wetlands. Listen, I gotta go AFK for like 5 minutes. I will be back. Mods, you know what to do. All right. What do we got going on? We got extra people. All right, couple things. Let's go ahead and look for raid. Let's look for class colors. Boop. For power bars. Boop. Okay. Does Alex ever show up on stream anymore? I haven't seen Alex in a long time. I mean, to be fair, I only stream on the weekends. But no, I haven't seen Alex in a bit. Hearthstone and vendor. Ooh, vendor. Yeah, I got a vendor. I'm hoping I get a summon, I guess. Did they try to summon me while I was AFK? Probably not. I'm sure you guys would have said something. Yeah, maybe I need to vendor then before I get a summon. That'd be smart. Yeah. Let's get this in. I think we got 2 minutes to accept. We'll vendor and then we'll go. Mostly we got clams to open. So we'll hang on to the clams. Try to sell everything that is not a clam. I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and take the, we'll take the summon. North America is getting a DDoS attack right now. All servers. Yeah, somebody mentioned earlier that, I think it was Ryan asked me how the DDoS attack was. But I'm playing on the EU servers today, so yeah. I am really happy to be on EU today. That would have sucked. Would have been a crappy way to try to spend a Sunday. Let's see, I'm not sure. I think this is library, right? What's a DDoS thing? Like, some hackers are attacking the login servers. They spam DDoS, like, spams the login server so that nobody can log in. Typically. All right, let's go. Let's go. Everybody in. Ready and go. Now the bad thing here is we have absolutely no AoE with this build. We are like purely 100% single target. We don't have any AoE at all. It's the only bad thing. Potentially bad thing. But if we're cranking out like a ton of single target DPS, then it really doesn't matter too much. Yeah, but if I give up cleave, I give up the thing that's making my mongoose bite stronger. I don't think the AoE damage from cleave is going to make up for the loss of the mongoose bite damage. So I played with cleave for a while and then we switched over to this one. This one has been a lot more damage, just overall. Remember to loot. I refuse. Yeah, the groups move too fast to loot. If it's a blue or green item, then anybody should be able to like try to pick it up, and then we should roll for it. But yeah, a lot of times if it's just like coins and stuff, I just forget because people like to move really fast. I need like walkover loot. I need so I just walk over the body and it loots it automatically. That'd be a really cool quality of life feature. Just walk over loot. I mean, we seem to be doing pretty good DPS-wise. I don't have a helmet, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll on that helmet. I hope you guys don't mind. And we'll have to find a rune for that helmet. None of these are really good for me. Oh, reduce the cooldown of flanking strike. Okay, that is good for me. Increase your chance to dodge, reduce the cooldown of flanking strike by 50%. Okay, I changed my mind. It's actually really good. The mage healing, the effect of it makes me like feel like I'm being hit by something bad. Part of it's the visual, part of it's the sound effects. It's like, it makes me feel like bad things are happening to me, even though good things are happening to me. Yeah, this is mage healing. They electrocute you with arcane energy, and that makes you feel better. That's the gist of it. This class in a 5-man is a lot of fun. Yeah, I really enjoy this. Good times. And now I have to wait a week to play it again. Not necessarily true. My kid is on spring break this week. So there might be some time during the day, depending on how my recording schedule shapes out and like other stuff going on. There is potential that we will stream once or twice during the week. Mm-hmm. Five intellect, 5 spirit. Ooh. It's a pretty decent green ring to drop randomly. That sucker will sell on the auction house for like 10 gold. That's true. I won't be streaming next Saturday. That's true. So I will stream some during the week because I'm going to be moving my mom to a new living space. Getting the U-Haul truck. So I'm going to be doing that like most of the day Saturday. So I will not be streaming Saturday. Thanks for the reminder, Amy. I keep forgetting that. So I'll stream Friday instead of Saturday. And then I'll try to find, if I find another day to stream during the week, we'll definitely do that too. Or we could possibly have a later, like a late evening stream on Saturday. Which doesn't help people in the EU, because for you that'll be like midnight or later. But it's possible that maybe we'll do that. We'll see. We'll figure something out. Yeah, I'll make it up to you guys somehow. I'll make it up to you. Sad faces, come on. Yeah, it sucks, but it has to happen. It has to be done. It's only the one Saturday, and after next week we'll be back on our regular schedule, and there shouldn't be any real interruptions. But I'll do a Friday, and then I'll try to like have an extra day to make it up to you guys. Yeah, it's part of it's like real life. Like a part of it is also like streaming every day just didn't help the channel grow. That was ultimately the biggest thing. It's like I had stuff going on in life that just like was going to be an impediment, and also like doing the streaming every day on YouTube was not helping the channel grow. And so that was one of the biggest reasons why I just couldn't justify doing it every day. You know, we went almost daily for like a year and a half. I was like most days I would stream almost every day. And so I had a lot of data. And the data was like pretty clear. I'm gonna roll on those. Those are a pretty huge upgrade for me. Yeah, there will be recorded, yes, there will be recorded content. So when I don't stream on Saturday, I will definitely have recorded content going up. For sure. Alright, I really would like to have mana back for this last fight. Let's see how much mana I can get back before he pulls the boss. I'm probably not going to have a lot of mana, but it should be enough. The chest, I think the chests are locked. No, it's not locked. Did they roll for it? If nobody grabs it when we kill the boss, I'll grab it. But I didn't see us roll for it, so I assumed it was locked. Apparently not. Alright, let's go.
You will not defile these mysteries. Burn in righteous fire.
There we go. There's the illusionary rod and the mantle of Doan. I mean, I mean, is this a hunter weapon? Is that a hunter weapon? I'm not gonna roll on it, but I'm just saying I could definitely make a case for this. This is a lot more DPS. It's a lot more DPS, okay? We need intellect, we have mana. Is that a hunter weapon, guys? I don't have staffs trained yet, but I can train staffs. I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna take it. But I just feel like that's a good hunter upgrade. Yeah, you would roll need. I feel like that's a need. Yeah, I'll go again. I don't know if we can do Cath. I mean, maybe I can do Cath. I don't know. Level 33 is a little low for Cath. I don't think I won't be able to hit a lot of the stuff in Cath. Every weapon's a hunter weapon. When it comes to being a melee hunter, I think that's true now more than ever. Because I need agility, I need stamina, I need intellect, I need spirit. The only thing I really don't need is strength. So I feel like, you know, more than ever, every weapon is a melee hunter weapon. Like, if I see that staff drop again, I'm probably going to roll on it. If I had staffs trained, if I could equip it right away, I probably would have rolled on it right then. The biggest reason I didn't was because I don't even have staffs trained yet, so... Feels kind of bogus to roll on it when I can't even equip it and start leveling it up. But that being said, I really need a new weapon. So... I mean, this weapon has been really good to us so far. But we are getting into the level range where we need something else. So there is that. Obviously, the ideal thing would be to get the axe off of the last boss in Armory. That would be amazing if we can get the Ravager axe. I never looted the chests. Oh my god, I told you I told you I wasn't going to loot anything. I started this run, I said I wasn't going to loot. I needed the chest. There's probably... I got the chest for the key. I did loot the key. Yeah, I looted the key. I didn't loot the chest outside the room that was like a loot chest. But I did get the key. See, I got the key. We're fine. Are we going back in? We're going to run this one again? It looks like we're going to run library again. Yeah, I miss lots of things. I miss loot, I miss chests, but I did get the key for Armory, so we're good. Shouted about the chest. I know. Just like... My memory is not good, okay? Especially if I'm talking and I'm playing and I'm looting and I'm looking at loot and thinking about loot. What happened was I started to think about other things. I started to think about that staff a lot, you know? I completely forgot about the chest outside the door. Gloves of the Eagle. I feel like we also got like some bracers that were an upgrade for me. Where'd those go? Oh, there they go. Okay, we got those equipped. Whoa, I gotta do some stuff here. We got Raptor Fury needs to go on. I can't do this stuff while I'm in combat, can I? I'm gonna be in combat forever. They need to change this. I should be able to do this in combat. Ugh, I'm never gonna be able to get this equipped. That's gonna really eat into my DPS if I can't get that going. I'm gonna have to hang out back here for a second. Okay. Let's go. Okay, everything else is good. If the staff drops again, I'm gonna roll need on it, okay? Yeah, I don't care. If it drops again, I'm gonna roll need on it, and then we're gonna go learn staffs and we're gonna equip it. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, we get some big crits with this spec. It's one of the things I love about this. This is like the ultimate version of the two-handed warrior. Like, this hunter is a better warrior than the two-handed warrior is. It's basically exactly what I want in a two-handed melee spec. We just got big crits, we got procs to react to. It's cool to have things like traps.
Release the hounds!
We're probably also getting like some buffs to get crits that big. Maybe some other abilities are buffing us. It'd be really nice to come in here with the Dragon Slayer buff. That would be a lot of fun. A leather helmet with defense. Maybe if I'm a tanking rogue? Like a rogue tank would wear that, I guess. Probably not. Maybe a druid tank. And now I'm going to sit here and drink, and we're just going to get all of our mana back for a minute. Okay, there is a chest here. Let's go ahead and roll for it. Let's do this properly. We rolled a 50. I guess I don't have that showing up over here. Let's go here. Let's go system messages. Did I win it with the 50? I guess I won it with the 50. It's hard to tell. Pretty sure I won it. Leather, another headpiece with defense. That's the second green leather piece for the helmet slot with defense on it in the past 5 minutes. It's a little bit weird. That's right, I should be stance dancing into Viper to get my mana back. That's a good call out, thank you. You know, we've used it so little that I completely forgot that we can stance dance into it. That is a really good call out. That's why I don't care if it's just bread. That's my bread. I won that bread fair and square. That's true. If you roll for the chest, then like whoever wins the roll gets everything in the chest. The value of it doesn't come into play. It's a WoW, so the assumption is that the stuff in the chest is going to be junk. Like, that's the base assumption. This mage is blowing up the DPS, man. Void Plague, Vampiric Touch, Shadow Word Pain, and Mind Seer. He is lighting it up. That was a 985 crit. Almost 1k. What spec are we doing? We are doing a melee survival spec with no pets. Two-handed melee survival, no pet. And it has been a ton of fun. Yeah, like we're going like all the way in survival. Yeah, deep. Very deep. That's what we got. We're trying to get down to this. We're gonna have a rune that converts this into a melee attack. Oh my dear God, that's a lot of mobs. We got cat-like reflexes in the helm. We have hit and run. We got lone wolf. This one's raptor fury, cobra slayer, flanking strike, and I do have the wyvern strike. But again, this doesn't become active until we actually get the ability. So my boots are kind of a bust right now. Nothing useful happening in my boots. Of course, this time he dropped the hypnotic blade. So we do not need that. Oh, and we hit level 34. Let's see. What are we going to do with this talent point? I don't really know. I guess we could go into Trap Mastery, or we can go into more Deflection. Oh, this increases damage. Let's go with let's go into Clever Traps. That's going to increase damage of Immolate Trap and Explosive Trap. So that could be good for us. Steven, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Was there a chest again? There's no way there's a chest back there. We rolled for the chest, didn't we? Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. No way. Where's it at? I didn't see it. I didn't see it. It's not in the same room though. This is the room from last time they had the chest. Listen, I blame everybody else in the group. I blame everybody else in the group for not rolling on it. They should have seen it. I can't be expected to pay attention to these things. I got 4 other people in this group that should have seen the chest and rolled on it. What's their excuse? I think we're doing more. I've been trying to pay attention to party chat, but I think we're gonna do something. I don't know. I'm just gonna follow these guys around for a bit, and whatever they go do, I'll go do. See, we're skipping Armory, which is kind of annoying because I kind of need the axe from Armory. But we're going to Cathedral. I'm gonna tag along just for the XP. I don't even know how good I'm gonna be in Cathedral because I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to hit the mobs. Level 38. I mean. Level 38 is getting close to, like, just not being able to hit anything. I mean, so far so good. We've been able to hit them. As long as they don't get too much of a higher level as we progress through, you know, they might end up being level 40 by the end. Cathedral's like a much higher level. Well, not much higher, but the mobs in Cathedral are like level 38 to 40. And so the bosses are also like level 40. So if you're not like level 35, 36, it's going to be hard to land many hits. And some of the pulls are trickier too. Once you get into the Cathedral proper, you're exposed to a lot of enemies. And so the pulls get a little bit more dangerous. Like, see, this guy's level 39, like, I can barely hit them. I mean, I 800 crit him, so 800 crits not bad on a red mob. I should be prioritizing the ones with lower DPS, just to, or lower HP, just to help out. Do what I can to kill the ones that are weak, because I have no AoE in this situation at all, so. Not a lot I can do besides target the weak ones. This is the youngest I've ever done Cathedral, so typically I wait until we're like a much higher level. Karen, have a good rest of your night. We'll see you next time. John, that's awesome, man. It's a good time to come back. I've been having a lot of fun. I'm really happy that I came back to SOD. Have I tried Beastmaster or Marksman? Nope. Nope. I have not tried any other spec, any other build. No matter what I do on this character, it's going to be melee. I have zero interest in playing a ranged character, a ranged hunter in SOD. So no matter what I do, it's going to be melee, and I think most of the talents in a survival are more attuned to a melee spec. I guess I've never really looked at the other specs, but I don't think there's a lot in the other trees that are going to help us out as melee. And I have no interest in being ranged, and I have no interest in having a pet. Blood Moon, have a good rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Yeah, the Shadow Priest is cranking out a lot of damage. To be fair, they're level 40. So they do have a level advantage on us, but yeah, they are surprisingly doing a ton of DPS. Definitely happy to have them along. Oh boy. Here we go. This is how it happens. Very nice. Alright, looks like we're gonna pull outside. The mage is doing the healing. Castelli? Yeah, the mage that's not on the table is doing the healing. That's the bluish static electricity around us. This right here, that's the healing. This is a lot. This is a lot. Leather with stamina and attack power. Maybe. I'm gonna take them. I don't know if they're better than what we have. We'll have to compare them. But I'll grab them. That way we can have a look at them later on. I don't think anybody else in the group would need them anyway, so... Level 42, so I'm not going to be able to hit these bosses at all. I don't know, what were these guys thinking bringing me in here? I was clearly going to be mostly useless. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to hit this guy. Okay, we're hitting him, sort of. It's okay, we have the mage. All we need is a level 40, or we have the mage. We have the priest, who's doing the DPS of a mage. And then we have an amazing mage healer. So I don't actually need to do anything. And I'm muted on top of everything. Oh, guys, we killed her too fast. She's supposed to res him, and then we killed them both, and now we lost out on loot, basically. I've heard of this happening. Yeah, that sucks, because we lose out on the loot from the guy. I mean, to be fair, he doesn't drop anything that I need. Like, I don't need any of his stuff. I don't... well, he drops a two-handed mace. Yeah, we can't use maces. And if they were trying to complete the quest, they didn't get the quest done. Oh, no. Oh, Dustin, welcome back, man. Welcome back. We're still here. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, I mean, Armory we skipped. I don't know why these guys don't want to do Armory. We just kind of, we went from Library to Cathedral. Well, I would do Armory, obviously, because we could use the axe at the end of the boss. But, yeah, it looks like they're down to do it. Yeah, I got time for one more, so I can definitely do an Armory run. You know, I could do one more run. I think this might be the last one I have time for today. And this should get us level 35. So that's awesome. We've split the party. we have a couple of different groups going on right now. We're in armory. Somebody, I think the mage thinks he's in armory, but he's not in armory. Because we're in armory right now. We're two-manning armory. Where to go? Go to armory. It's to the right of cathedral. I think they went back into cathedral. I think that's what everybody else did. Or maybe we're in the wrong instance. Are we in the wrong instance? I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is armory. It'd be really cool if when you walked in, it just kind of popped it up, you know? Okay, here we are. We're good. Let's go. Okay, we were right. We were in armory. Everybody else was wrong. That's okay. What's the difference between SOD and Classic? Oh, lots and lots of things. Mainly class redesigns. A lot of the differences are class redesigns. For instance, we're playing a melee hunter, two-handed weapon melee hunter with no pet, as an example of one of the class redesigns in Season of Discovery. There's lots of other changes too, but that's the biggest, I think, is like all the class changes. The class changes and the raid changes. It's nice to be able to actually hit the enemies. I have a lot more fun when I can actually contribute. Surprisingly. Now, I doubt we're going to see the axe actually drop. I did this a bunch. I did this a bunch on the Vanilla Warrior. Yeah, it was the Anniversary Realm Warrior that I did a bunch of armory, and I never saw it drop. So, you know, highly doubt we'll see it drop today, but wouldn't that be cool? What's the blue portal spell? I have no idea. It's got to be something our mage healer's doing, but what it's doing exactly, I don't know. Maybe it's like AoE healing. There we go. What is that, level 35? Level 35. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Take a look at Talents here in a second. Yeah, we're gonna go into lightning reflexes. Increase your agility by flat 3% per point. That should be pretty good for us. All right, here we go. Last boss time. Fingers crossed. I want everyone to think about the axe. Just imagine it in your minds, envision it dropping, and then think about me equipping it. And we'll see if that helps.
I believe in real challenge.
And he dropped the legs. I knew he was going to drop the legs. What a bummer, but I had a really good time. That was really fun. It's nice to get a bunch of dungeons in all at once, especially Scarlet Monastery, since they're all like relatively nearby. So yeah, good times. I appreciate you guys bringing me along. It was a lot of fun. With that, I am going to hearth back. I guess we're going back to Darkshire for now because I am out of time for today. Thank you guys for being here and for hanging out with me. This has been really amazing. I'm having a great time in SOD. Hope you guys are enjoying the journey as well. This week my kid is on spring break, so I might get a stream or two in during the week, depending on how my recording schedule goes. I am going to try to sneak some extra time for us during the week to play this character because I'm having a great time. Thank you guys again. As always, take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other, and we will see you back here in Azeroth very soon. Bye for now.